Hello and welcome. This is Wendy with loveandstampin.com. I'm super excited that you're here with me today. I am going to be showing you this fun fold card that I actually saw the idea on Pinterest, but it wasn't made by like a person. It was just like a manufactured card kind of thing, and I was like, I've got to figure out how to make that. So I've spent hours coming up with the measurements, and probably there's somebody out there who's already done it and I just didn't know who they were. So anyway, I'm super excited to share this with you today. So before I even jump in, I wanted to quickly talk about my creative inspiration calendar. I have another one of these that emailed out already to my email list. I send one out at the end of every month for the following month. So my December calendar has gone out in email. However, when you sign up to get my emails, you then, hi Julie, I'm live every Tuesday actually at noon. So when you sign up to get my emails, you will get taken to a page that gives you links to all of my past calendars. So if you need inspiration, you can go there and get them, and you can get December's. So there's a link below this video in the description that gives you the link to sign up for emails, and then you just have to confirm the email to make sure that you get it. And that's it. Super simple. So the other thing that I want to share with you is I have a new promotion going on, and I'll have all of this linked and information posted on my blog post that along with a project sheet for today's card. However, please know that that will not be on my blog until this evening. If you're watching this on November 30th, the information will not be on my blog until later this evening, because I have to still write the project sheet. So if you're like, what's a project sheet? Because maybe you're new here. A project sheet is something I provide with all of the measurements on it so that you're able to then recreate the project, and you can print it off and keep it in a binder, and then you always have it to go back and reference. So you will get a project sheet for today's card because it is a little bit complicated, and you're going to need the measurements and score lines and all of that. So not to fret, that will be available later today, but as I said, it will be later in the afternoon. Also, if you're brand new here, you might wonder why I'm not responding to your comments. I cannot multitask. So when it comes to creating and watching a comment. And personally for myself, I find it a little bit aggravating when I'm watching a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live and I go there and there's like a whole bunch of chit chat happening prior to the card making, or a lot of back and forth, or stopping the project to answer questions. So what I do is I answer all your questions and I say hello, and we have chit chat at the end of the project. So if you are like, why isn't she responding to me? That is why. I'll wait till the end of the project, and then I will spend time chit chatting with you and all of that. Also, if you're watching this video and there's a little red button in the corner, that means you're watching it live. If you're watching it after it's live, there won't be the little red icon that says live. Just so you know, if I'm not responding to a comment that you're making immediately, it's because the video is no longer live. All right, so let's jump in and get started. We are going to be using the Merriest Moments stamp set because I wanted to use this sentiment, thinking of you this festive season. So we're just using the sentiment from this one. We're using the Snowman Season punch and stamp because I wanted to use the snowman and the punch from this. Okay, this is an older set. It's still available, but it's old. We're using these snowflake dies, and I cannot remember the name of them. If I have a friend on here who remembers the name of these snowflake dies, I think it's like Splendor something. Maybe they'll drop it in the comments, but don't worry because I will add all of the items in the description below the video after this is over. So if you want to get any of these products, you can go shop in my online store to get them. And then we're using the Tasteful labels, and we're using this guy here to stamp our sentiment. I love this Tasteful Label set. This is such a fantastic die set. I highly recommend getting this because it's so versatile. Okay, so let's jump into the craziness that we're about to do. Now I'm gonna go somewhat slow because this card is complicated a little bit, and I created this, so the measurements are a little weird. They're not just like, you know, 3.5, 5.5, 5 1/4, da 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 da. So bear with me, but we're gonna take you all the way through it. Okay, so you're gonna start out with a piece. I'm using Blushing Bride. Obviously, you can adapt your card to any colors, designer papers you want. I am using this beautiful Whimsy and Wonder designer series paper from the mini catalog, which is coming to an end soon. So I'm using that. And so if you want that paper, you want to jump on it and get it. All right, so we've got a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock, and it is cut at 5 inches by 8 1/4. We're going to start with the 5-inch side at the top of the ruler, or I refer to this as the top. So we're going to we're going to line up the card at 1 5/8 of an inch. And if you're not sure how to read measurements, because there's some people that aren't, and that's okay, no judgment here, I do have a video on how to read basic ruler measurements, and I will link to that below the video, okay? So we're gonna line this up at 1 5/8 inch. And then we are going to close the bar, and we are going to cut from 3 3/8 inches down to 6 5/8, okay? So I'm using this ruler here on my bar. I have added a piece of tear and tape, leaving the backing to this, so I can see this ruler really, really well now. All right, now we're going to move the cardstock to 3 3/8 of an inch. And we're gonna cut from 1 5/8. I do have to tilt my head to the side here, to 5 inches. Okay, so now we just have these two random like slits in the middle of the card. Now we're going to turn the card. Did I do that right? I think I measured wrong. Did I not go to 3 3/8? No, I did. What is happening? Hold on, guys. Remember, something ain't right. Something ain't right. What's wrong here? Oh, Lord helper. I cut the paper the wrong size. Okay, so you're going to get to see it again. I was like, something is not right. Actually, you know what? Oh no, I won't be able to. Okay, we're just going to start fresh. So we're going to cut this. You can get 2 of these out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So we're going to cut this at 5 inches. See, I cut this at 5 1/2. See? By 8 1/4. Oh, I was having a moment of panic there. I'm like, please, Lord, I have worked too hard on this. Okay, so now, here we go again. We're going to line it up at 1 5/8. And we're going to cut from 3 3/8 to 6 5/8. See, it works out because now you just get to see me do it again. Then we're going to move this to 3 3/8. And we're going to cut from 1 5/8 to 5. Okay, so now you got these guys. Now you're going to turn your cardstock and line the long side up at the top. And here's where things get a little dicey, folks. A little dicey. We're just going to use the scoring blade. So I got my cutting blade out of the way. And now don't worry about writing these measurements down, because I promise you I'm going to provide a project sheet. It just won't be till later this afternoon. Okay, so we're going to score at 1 5/8 just to this first cut line, okay? Then we're going to move the cardstock over, and we're going to score at 3 1/4 again, just to this first cut line. So 3¼ here, scoring just to that first cut line. Okay. Now we're going to move to 3 3/8. So you're just moving over 1/8 of an inch, and we're going to score in between from the first cut line to the second cut line. Okay. Then we're going to score at 5 inches from the first cut line, the end of the first cut line, all the way to the bottom. And then we're going to score at 6 5/8 just from the bottom cut line to the bottom of the card. Okay. So when you're done, you have something that looks like this. Okay, you've got like a little square in the middle. I hope you can see this. I don't know if you can see the score lines. So here's how you fold it. You want to keep these portions flat. So you're going to bend it down this way. And this is exactly how I've been doing it. Just kind of gently bending it first. And then this one's going to go in. So you've got a peak and a valley. Then here we've got a peak and a valley. Okay. And then we've got a peak and a valley. Now watch this. Is that not cool? Look at that. And it makes a 5 inch by 5 inch card. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I just love it. Okay. So now we're going to add all of our pieces to make this beautiful. So we've got, I'm going to do this one square at a time versus laying all the pieces out for you because I have them arranged to know what goes where. And again, I promise you, I will provide photos and a project sheet. So don't get too stressed about the measurements. So I'm using Smoky Slate solid cardstock, and then I told you I'm using that Whimsy and Wonder. This piece here is cut at 3. I gotta, hold on. This piece is cut at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And it is going here. Thank you to anybody who's giving me thumbs ups. I really appreciate it when you give me when you click the like button, like the thumbs up button on the video. It lets YouTube know that you're engaged and interested in my video. So believe it or not, that helps people a lot when you do that. And then of course, anybody who subscribes to my channel, that is also really helpful. So thank you for that as well. Okay, this piece is cut at 3 by 3. Isn't this paper gorgeous? I just love it. So are you guys impressed with this fold? Please tell me. Give me a yes. Give me a thumbs up. I just love it. Like I want to make a million of them. Okay, so we're going to do that first. The next piece we're going to put up here in this corner, and this is cut at 3 by 3 1/4. It's a little bit more rectangular versus square. And again, we're using that Smoky Slate. And then this piece is cut at 2 3/4 by 3. I have to tell you, it's very rare that I come up with something like this on my own. Most of the time, it's something I've seen somewhere along the way. And you know how that is. Like we all have seen a center step card. We've all seen a Z fold card. Like they've been out there forever. But when I come up with something, and I'm sure somebody has made this somewhere along the way, so there's that. But when I feel like I've created it all by myself, I'm telling you, it makes me really proud. Because it's a rarity, y'all. A rarity. Okay, this piece that's going in the corner here is cut at, let me look. Oh, I didn't write it down. Oh, 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. I did write it down. And this piece is 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. So we have 3 of these little guys that are 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. I think the thing that is so fun to me about this is it gives you really nice big panels to decorate. 2 of them. Now, the one up top here, the only problem with it is that you do see when it's closed, you see most of this square. So you really have to think about how you want to decorate that. But other than that, I really love this. Okay. So these are cut at 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I decided to only decorate the ones you would see when the card was folded. So when the card is open, there'll be these 3 blank spots, and you could write your sentiment in those. Or if you decided to, you could cover them with paper, whatever made you happy. Okay, this piece is an odd one. It's cut at 1 5/8 by 1 1/2. It's more, again, more like a rectangle versus a square. And then the designer series paper piece that goes on top of it is cut at 1 3/8 by 1 1/4. Okay. Okay, so there's the fold, just like that. And then we're gonna decorate. So we'll set it here so everybody can look at it, because it's just so fun to look at. See when it's sitting up what it looks like? And you have this really big flat panel here when it's sitting up. Oh, the options are endless. I'm gonna make another one and do totally different stuff. Totally different stuff. So you're gonna have to check out my blog later. Uh-oh, Deborah said the video is starting and stopping. I caught that comment. Hopefully it's not on my end and it's on your end, Deborah. That way. Okay, so we're gonna stamp our sentiment. I'm just gonna keep on going just in case. All right, there's our sentiment, which fits perfect, by the way. And then I wanted to add these silver snowflakes, which I've already die cut. I try to do a lot of die cutting ahead of time just because I don't want to spend too much time going back and forth to the die cut machine. So I do. And, you know, honestly, I'll tell you, kudos to all the demonstrators and card makers out there that bring their die cut machine on screen. I do that every once in a while, but it's, to be honest, if I can cut something really small and use my mini machine, it's fine. But I just don't like lugging that thing up onto my desktop. It's just kind of a pain. And most of you know what die cutting is, right? And if you don't know what die cutting is and you're new to my channel, then please reach out and let me know, and I am happy to share some info with you. Okay, so I'm just tucking these in, making sure they're gonna fit, and then I'm gonna add dimensionals. I probably could have just cut this one snowflake in half and gotten away with that. Oh well, that's okay. I don't mind. All right, I'm so excited to, I have been so excited to share this card with you guys. Okay, so I also want to mention that today is the last day to purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit at that huge discount they're offering. Right now you can purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit for $75, and you only, and you don't pay shipping. It's free shipping, and you get to choose $125 in product. I think that that's an amazing deal personally. So it's basically you're getting $50 in product completely free. So if that's something you're interested in or you have questions about, you can always drop me a comment about it, or you can send me an email at wendy.cranford@live.com and I can answer your questions. But I think it's a fabulous deal. And once you purchase the starter kit, then you get to place all your Stampin' Up! Orders through the demonstrator portal, and you get the 20% discount on all your orders. And tomorrow is the beginning of the new pre-order for the new catalog that launches in January. So that's another big perk, is that demonstrators get to pre-order. And normally that probably wouldn't be as big of a deal, but right now it's a really big deal because of the global shipping crisis. So I have people who I know that have purchased the starter kit simply because they want to be able to get their hands on the products before it opens to the public. Does that make sense? So anyway, if you're in that boat, if you're one of those peeps and you want to get your hands on the products, today is it. And there's a link below my video to purchase the starter kit. Okay, we got to color this guy a little bit. I'm just getting my ink pads out of the way so that I don't end up putting my hand in them. Isn't he cute? I think he's just adorable. We'll zoom in a little here. Woo, that was a lot. Okay. I'm going to use light smoky slate to add just a little bit of shadow. Even though he's going to be white because he is a snowman, it's still good to add shadows. It gives depth and kind of creates a little bit of like 3D look to him. A little bit of orange on his nose. And I'm going to give him a little bit of pink on his cheeks. That came out a little bit more orangey. Let's go for a more pink tone. How about light Calypso Coral? We're going to use light Calypso Coral. There we go. That's better. And then his hat, I stamped on Smoky Slate cardstock, but that's okay. I can still color right on Smoky Slate cardstock with my Stampin' Blends. It will change the colors a little bit, but not drastically. You'll still see that this is green and that's red. And then I'm going to take a black marker and I'm just going to come in and color his whole hat piece here black. There. So now I want to add him to the card, and I'm going to make sure I add him in a way that he's right here. So the best thing to do is close your card first, and then we'll add our dimensionals. I also want to thank everybody who takes the time to share my link onto their Facebook page or group. That is so sweet of you. I have several people that do that every time I do a video, and again, I'm very grateful. I want you to know that. Okay, and then there's his hat. And then there's our finished card. Isn't that sweet? I just absolutely love it. It's so much fun to make, and it really is not that difficult. It's actually pretty easy. It's just the measurements are a little bit wonky, so you just have to be really careful when you're doing your cutting that they are precise. And that's it. So fun. I love this card. And then when it is standing up in front of somebody, it would look like this. See, this pops forward, so you kind of have like this two-dimensional, and you could obviously add more stuff here if you wanted to, but I just love it. I think it is so stinking cute, and it folds down to a 5x5, so you do have to either create a special envelope for it, or you could use a 5x7 envelope and it will fit in there fine. And if you use a 5x7, you won't have to use special postage. When you mail something that's a square, you have to use special postage. I don't know if you knew that, but that is the case. So there we go. Okay, now let's have some chit chat. If you have questions for me, or anything like that, and for those of you who maybe have joined a little bit later, I just want to recap that you can sign up to get my emails, and in my email at the end of every month, I send this creative inspiration calendar. My December one already went out in email, but when you sign up to get my emails, it'll give you the most recent calendar, and actually a lot of the older ones. So if you want to get the calendar, there's a link below this video to sign up for that. I have a special going on for the month of December. When you place a $50 order or more, you're going to receive a Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon, a pack of rhinestones, and a pack of Stampin' Dimensionals from me for free. There is a special host code for that, and I will make sure to add it below the video as well. Okay, now that we did that, let's go through and check out your guys' comments. Hello in the Netherlands, Illinois, Phoenix. Hi, Missy in Tennessee. Connecticut, Netherlands, London. Aloha from Darlene. Hi, Miss Deborah. Hi, Chris. Hi, Donna. Creative Inkings by Crystal. She says she agrees about the chit chat. So those of you who might be like, what is she talking about? I said in the beginning of my video, I don't chit chat at the beginning because I just like to get into the project. And then I like to do my chit chat at the end. Also, I can't go back and forth. I can't do what I just did and look at these comments at the same time. It's just, I cannot do it. Sunny in Arkansas. It's sunny here too, and we have no rain in the forecast. Hey, Tracy Bish, you're up really early in the morning. Hi, Mitzi. Tracy says she's loving all my fun folds. Thank you, Sandra. She says she loves my videos. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Oh, thanks, Jean. Jean says she's new to me. She loves the card. Anna says, do you mail most of your cards or hand deliver them? I mail most of them, Anna. Oh, thanks, Anna. She said this is a new channel for her, and she loves hanging out and seeing the projects. Okay, Anna says she needs to know how die cutting machines work. Is it a Cricut style machine? Are they the same thing? I've heard of die cuts. So what they are, Anna, is this is my baby die cut machine. I'll bring it on here because it's small. But basically you put the die and paper in the machine. Let's see if I have, I'll use my, you put the paper down first. So you have these plates and they come with the machine, and you put the paper down first and then the die, and then you sandwich it on top with another plate, and then you just run it through the machine. So they're not electronic. These are Stampin' Up die cut machines. And they're not electronic, which is good and bad, right? Like, there's a place in my craft room for both. And then see, you have a die cut out, a shape. So I like having my hand crank die cuts for card videos, and I also like them for traveling, and I also like them for when the power goes out. So I can still be able to come in my craft room and create regardless of if the power is on or not. I also own a Silhouette Cameo, which die cuts things or cuts out things and shapes, and it makes like my sticky stash bags and stuff like that. And then I also have a Vagabond, which is a electronic die cut machine like the one you just saw, except you just push a button and it runs it through. And the reason I have that one is to save my arm and shoulder and Miss Deborah's arm and shoulder, because when I used to create classes and was making lots and lots of kits, it's just too much to have to hand crank them all through. So that's why I have all those machines. So yeah, cut files are for a Cricut or a Silhouette, and they are on a computer, and the machine then hooks to the computer and you can cut to the computer. Anna, if you send me an email, I'll send you some catalogs. Are you saying you don't need to be a demonstrator to order a starter kit? Yeah, you can order the starter kit and be a discount shopper. So I think this is something that a lot of people get hung up on, Deb, is they think that if you purchase the starter kit, you're locked into being some big demonstrator. Now, technically you're a demonstrator to Stampin' Up, meaning you have the right to sell the product if you chose to do so. However, 90% of my team members are discount shoppers. So they literally bought the starter kit so that they can just place their own orders and get 20% off. It's kind of like having a Costco membership. So you purchase a membership and then you shop at a discount. And it's the same with Stampin' Up. So that's how that works. Could you show Anna a die cutting machine? Yes, I did. Okay. And then, did you fix the big die cutting machine yet? No, I still didn't fix it. I don't think she has, Jean. Nope, I haven't. Hi, Lorraine in San Francisco. Okay, I don't see any other comments or questions coming in. I so thoroughly enjoyed making this card for you today, and I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me while I made it. If you make one of these, if you try it out and make it, I really hope that you share it on social media and tag me. You can find me on Instagram at Wendy Cranford. That's my Instagram handle. Or you can tag me on Facebook, however you want to do that. Or just email it to me if you're not really on social media. That's okay too. I just want to see other people making it. I'm excited to see what other people do with it. And anyway, that's it. That's my card for today. So like I said, oh, Deb says, how do I sign up to get the starter kit? So down below the video in the description box, there is a link that says purchase the starter kit. So you're going to want to scroll down to where it says join me. And then right under that, it says purchase the starter kit here. You click that link and that's where you do it. You're going to want to do it by the end of today because today is the end of that special. You're only going to pay $75 plus tax. The shipping is free and you get to choose $125 in product. So you're basically getting $50 in product for free. So that's how you do it. My email address is wendy.cranford, CRANFORD, not Crawford, at live.com. So that's how you get a hold of me. But there are tons of links in the description below this video that will get you to my website too, Deb. So then if you're feeling confused or anything, you can get a hold of me that way. All right. I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to go update the description of this video with a supply list and my current host code. And then I'm going to get to work on making your project sheet for this. So remember I said I will not have your project sheet ready until this afternoon. So please don't worry, it'll be there, but it's going to be a little bit later today. Okay. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you have any questions, you can always drop them in the comments or shoot me an email. Until I see you next time, stay crafty. Bye-bye.